because he will explain what it does. He's going to tell us also about AI. Thank you for being with us. Big round of applause. The stage is yours.
Hi everyone. I hope you had a great week and I hope you had built a lot of stuff. I've brought today the topic AI agents in automation, and I've got a question because we are here on the NoCode event and I think a lot of you guys already did some automation stuff. So I want you to raise your hands if you automated some kind of process with some kind of iPaaS. Could be Zapier, could be Make, could be NNN, could be whatever else too. So raise your hand if you have. Wow, this is so good. And as mentioned, I think you built a lot of stuff this week. Did you build something with AI, with like GPT stuff? Is it something that you used this week? Could you also raise your hand if you did this? Also awesome. I really like this because this is like exactly what I want to talk about. I don't think clicker is working or... okay, awesome. I'm Marcel. Actually, I have a software background. I'm a bit of a coder, but I switched to NoCode for specific topics, and automation is especially one of that, and also like AI development. I do that under the brand Let the Workflow. This is kind of my process agency that I have going. I have also developed automation SaaS for bank account automation. It's really interesting, especially for you no-code guys. It enables you to automate like every bank account in Germany. It's kind of hard regulated, but definitely check it out. That's kind of my advertising part, but yeah. AI did change a lot. I mean, I don't want to tell you all the boring stuff. You know, all the last 2 years, it was really exciting what it enables us. But what has AI changed in the automation game? Because previously, automation was kind of limited because we have like our event trigger could be like an email received, button pressed, new entry in our database, the file was changed, and then we start our logic. You know, like if this happens, then we can do this. We check the data. It's the minimal data provided. We fetch other sources so we can enrich in the process. Of course, we had to do some error management, and then we have like our processing. We can do minimal data manipulation, a bit of data transforming. We could apply some algorithms, and yeah, we could use code and regexes to basically process the data. And in the end, usually we want to send the data somewhere. We want to save the data somewhere, enrich some data, and maybe just trigger another action. So we were kind of limited. And with the AI, there comes whole new tools that we can use in automation. We can start to actually generate content based on, you know, like prompts. We can do great categorization, which is really simple. Before, it was like, okay, we need to train a model to determine stuff. But now it's like, it's a given. You could ask GPT and it will answer cool stuff. We could also do analysis of the data. You know, like we can use the AI literally as kind of a brain. We can naturally transform data, you know, could be like translating stuff or reordering stuff. It's really cool. And also, like what it's, for me, it's like most important stuff, it enables us in our automation to reason, like to do, to actually use it as some kind of a brain, right? So it enables us to do more greater stuff in just one step, in just one great automation, right? So with AI agents, or if you want, you can also call it GPTs, because for me, it's like the same thing. Like OpenAI branded this stuff to GPTs, but under the hood, for me, it's like more an AI agent. Valerand spoke a lot about RAG, which is a great use case for AI agents, because, you know, every time you write with a chatbot, that is trained on data like PDF data or knowledge databases, documentations, Q&A catalogs, that is usually a RAG application. And this is a good, really good working application for LLMs in general and for AI agents. Additionally, we have the tools, which is also something great that you can give your AI agent. You can have them website scraping and retrieving information from APIs, so you can inject live data, which is like, like biggest drawback with LLMs. They are really limited in their context. They have their cutoff, as everyone knows. So you can, with tools, provide them with live data. As mentioned, we can run some analysis. It could be like scoring algorithms, or like literally asking the AI, and it will answer based on the data that you give them. And as mentioned, categorization. You could really imagine like email categorization is now really fast. Like it's like a simple prompt. Speaking of prompts, there's something that is called prompt chains. That is like multi-step prompts. If you're really into the prompt engineering game, you're kind of familiar with that. It's really a pain to write really prompt chains with ChatGPTs. Automating this is like really awesome. Also a great gain for AI agents. So how does it look like a bit under the hood and with like a real example? So for me, like we all know, you can ask ChatGPT in the prompt, it will answer, right? So what's an AI agent in the end? The biggest gain with an AI agent is that it is able to iterate, right? It does have like a plan, like it has a special prompt that it will use to find the answer for the user. So it plans, it asks, what does the human actually want from me? And then it has like an execution. It can check, do I have like some tool that helps me finding the answer for the human? And after the tool answered, like the AI literally provided the parameters for like API call, provided like Google searched something for Google. Now it got like the response. Did I find my answer in this response with like the live data? It's not like the context of the LLM. Now it's like really live data. Did it found it? Then it's great. Then it can like jump to the final response. And now there's like, if it haven't found it, it can iterate. So it can ask itself, hey, I didn't find the answer. The tool was not like my right decision. What can I do next? So, like you have like GPT on autopilot there in a process, in an automation that enables you to do great stuff. So, in a little example, we have like our prompt, could be like from chatbot, could be automation, API call. Hey, we're asking a chatbot, how's the weather today in Cologne? So, obviously, without some API call, it wouldn't know it because it could be everything if you don't actually have the data. So it asks itself, okay, the human wants to know the weather in Cologne today. And it has like this tool for weather querying, like a weather API. It will retrieve the answer from there. It will enter like the location because it's like given from the human, and it's reasoned. Okay, it's like that is what I need to get my answer, and it will get the answer. And yeah, it will rain today in Cologne. So we enabled like our previously limited model to execute live API queries and use the answer and build like the answer for the human. In one step, it was like one message. I know, it's not, it's like, okay, ChatGPT does all this stuff already, so where the heck? There is something that Valerian already mentioned today that I also want to talk about. There's like this framework running beneath it. It's called LangChain, and it has, I don't know, it has this logo. It's like both emoji parrot, emoji chain. But LangChain, it's quite fitting because it's like the whole idea of agents. It's like prompting, it's like chaining prompts together, building them automatically. And it's a coding framework, blah. So if you know how to code, you can utilize LangChain. And it's really powerful. A lot of applications out there are built with LangChain. A lot of no-code tools use LangChain to enable you to build great stuff. For example, this is like a rack pipeline. It skips the whole embedding and chunking part. It's just, hey, I have this system prompt. I have like need to build like some boilerplate because like Coda likes those stuff. And then here's like the actual querying the database and stuff. So it's offline. Test, test, test.
Is this one working? Yeah.
All right. So there's like a coding framework for that. Great. I want to go into more technical stuff, but I need to we need to be aware of some, like terms that I will use. Some of them, luckily, we learned today, like rack. LangChain, I've mentioned, iPaaS, okay, I think. But it's really important that we know that ChatGPT is like an app for something, and GPT is like an actual family of models, right? And GPTs versus AI agents, just to remind you, it's essentially the same stuff. So before I go into like actual tools, I'm kind of biased. I'm an expert partner. It's really a great tool, and you see I'm not super hard fan of Make. Essentially, n8n does the job for me. Doesn't mean that Make or n8n had to fight for something. It's just my preferred tool to do the job, right? So there are most likely ways to do something similar with Make, or even Zapier. But I show you today a lot of n8n. It's a great tool, and I hope you will enjoy some refreshing new ways to get stuff done. I've brought an example that would be CRM enrichment with an AI agent. We have the goal. There will be a new client, a new company in our CRM that will be created. We, at the start, have just the company name. We have no other information. We want an automation to look and search for all the public information for the given company, and then like searching for LinkedIn profile, searching website, determining the business model, and in the end, write it back to our CRM. In the end, in n8n, it looks something like that. I have also a video that I will play in the end that shows like this whole thing in action, but it's like, in the end, it's kind of simple, because I've designed some blocks here. We have just a webhook here. Then we have our first agent. So we're seeing actually 3 agents that have like a specific purpose. This agent searches the company on Google to determine like what's the domain of the company, what's the website, right? It uses the SERP API, and it does the search on itself. So if it's not like on the first 3 pages, it goes further and further and tries to find the company. It actually writes like the search query itself. So we just give the agent the task, hey, I want from this company really the website. So give it to me, and it does its job. Once it's done, we have like some error checking, and we go to the next step, which is like, okay, now I want the business model. How do we approach this? Now we have like name and URL of the company. So we will scrape the website of the given company. In this example, it's just an HTTP call. But we have also like a small chain here. This is like summarization chain, because website content could be longer than the context window. So we want to shrink it a bit so that the agent can digest this information. In the end, it also should determine the business model of a given company. Now we want, actually all of them have names. This is Goji, this is Buimo for business model, and this is Sally for LinkedIn. And the third agent just looks for the company on LinkedIn. We will using third-party crawling service for this because you cannot access LinkedIn that easily, but it enables us to do so. So the agent has the ability to search for the company on LinkedIn, retrieves all the information, and in the end, here's our little Airtable node which writes the data back. As mentioned, I will have this is a video demo, so we will see this live. But generally speaking, this is really great because previously it was. Oh, sorry, I really need to drink some water. Okay, previously it was a lot of copy and paste, right? We have to go through to a web page, we have to determine their business model, which is essentially it's public information. But humans had to do that manually. Now an AI agent with an automation can do this. We can also do analysis, categorization, and scoring. So in the automation that oh, thank you so much. All right. We also are able to do analysis, categorization, and scoring in the same step. So I also let the AI determine in which industries is this company working, and this takes a lot of steps. So we have in seconds all the public information that we need from a company. Only drawback that it's crawling. Crawling is a pain in the ass. I really recommend third-party services because if you try to build something yourself, takes a lot of effort, and in the end you will still need some third-party services. So better bite in the apple and go to the third-party service in the first place. I actually really like Clay there because it's taking a lot of the crawling stuff from our hands. Second example would be personalized sales code mails. Actually interesting because Matthias has something similar mentioned earlier today. You get the idea. We want to write a hyper-personalized email for a target, a person, and the AI agent has to incorporate language and drafts the 100% personalized email. In the end, this is more like a kind of traditional automation. This is the new AI agent stuff. But in the end, it's we have our data source. In this case, it's an Excel sheet. And this is traditional automation, pasting it into a template and sending the email. So this is the brain of this thing. It's really generating stuff. Actually, I did let it generate rough templates and fill it in in the HTML templates because that stuff shouldn't be changed. So I just put it here so that the AI cannot really change the HTML layout. Kind of important for my client, so we do just the raw text content here, not HTML template generating. Yeah, that thing worked great. We had personalized emails. They felt written by a human employee, which is generally good for cold mails. Better response rates, but it's code mailing, so conversion to 4%. It's kind of a bummer for all the effort that we did. And there's also some drawbacks. There are super sensitive spam limits. If you're really trying to send in human, without batch sending automation and email automations, you have to be under 100 mails per hour. So you cannot really send thousands of emails in an hour. But in the end, worked good. It's questionable if it's like working with EU laws, but that's a data privacy issue, right? I want to mention some other tools than NNN for like great no-code building tools for AI agents and chatbots. Flowise is especially interesting because it's like the most like Langchain experience you can get with a no-code tool, because in the end it's really a good wrapper for Langchain. It's also quite fast in terms of Langchain releases something new. Flowise usually has it like a couple of days later. So it's also kind of easy, but also kind of complex, because you need to know how Langchain works, like in the abstract way. But once you got, like the idea of it, it's really a good tool. And you can also integrate those those chatbots, those AI agents, via REST API in your existing workflows, also with Make. And it also provides you like with a chat endpoint, chat widget. So for chatbots, also pretty good. For me, it's like an underdog. It's Diffie. Diffie is like this, I don't know, it's like from my perspective, most advanced, most enterprise no-code chatbot tool that I could imagine, because it's also self-hostable, and it has like also like all the LLM ops stuff. So you got logs and you have great debugging, and it enables you, of course, to create really good chatbots, AI agents. Also, RAG, like when developing chatbots, you most probably also do RAG, and it's really like uploading PDF, and it has like under the hood great way of chunking and all the magic that makes personalized chatbot really good. Also, like has data sources like Notion, so really recommend to check this tool out, because it's really good for starters. So in the end, we have for AI agents and chatbots 3 really good no-code tools. N8N, like my favorite, because it's like technically it's an iPaaS, but it enables you to also get the whole AI agent chatbot magic. Flowise, like as mentioned, really, really good, because it's almost exactly like Langchain. Also self-hostable. It's for my clients usually a topic. Flow diagram-based editor, so it feels natural, not too much. It's just drag and drop. We love drag and drop, right? And yeah, and as mentioned, Diffie is has like form UI. You can also like skip the whole flow diagram part. It still has like a great AI to just click and write chatbots together. So I hope we have the time to open my little demo. Okay, and I think you can set playback speed to ×2. Because, yeah, a bit faster. So as mentioned, we have like this couple of agents, and all of them have like their own prompts and their own tools, and each tool also has like its prompts. So that is where Langchain comes into play, because in the end, all this is information that GPT gets and will do the final prompt, final answer, right? So the actually cool part in N8N is here that you can inject all your variables in each of these prompts. And you can also let the agent use an actual workflow. Like this is what each tool is. It's like these flow charts that you saw below each of the agent. It's like the actual tools. Also, like build it with N8N, no code, so not a single line of code needed to get this done. So it really feels natural, and it's completely integrated into your automation. And this is like the result. And we will also go to Airtable and see this thing running. It listens on each change of an Airtable record in the name, and then it starts doing this automation in the background. And anytime, it should fill in all the data. But, you know, like, it hasn't really found data for Xano. This is like also a bit of takeaway. There is some error rate, as usually with AI. But all the other data is pretty good. And yeah, that was kind of frustrating because it was recording the demo for like 7 minutes, and this was a breaking step, right? So I hope you found this interesting. This is the QR code leads to my LinkedIn. I'm more than happy if you connect with me, and also open for any questions, right?
Thank you.